Namaste, and welcome to our continuing series, Interviews with Aurovilians. And today I have a very special Aurovilian, my grandson, Aaron,
Hi.
who was born here and raised in Auroville. Namaste, Aaron.
Namaste, Narad.
And could you tell us a little bit about your early life in Auroville, as far back as you can remember?
Sure. Well, I think I remember the earliest back used to be climbing mango trees already when I was 6 years old, trying to get the nicest mangoes at the top of the tree, and running around with my brother and in my dad's garden, and we had horses and a huge big garden to play with all the animals. And every birthday we were looking forward to going to the ashram also to spend some time there, and we always got this we always came to see a lady here for her homemade puffed rice after the ashram. Yeah, that was pleasant times.
So what was your schooling?
So I went to pre-creche, kindergarten, and then transition school, and then future school. So all of those schools are based in Auroville and located in Auroville. And so yeah, transition school is from, I think, 10 to 14. And then after transition school, it's more like high school. So future school was high school.
Future school was high school, yes.
And so
did you like all of them?
Yeah. I think the schooling system here in Auroville is quite exceptional, and it's quite unique, since there's teachers and students from all around the world. Just mixed together, and all kinds of different languages and different cultures, which is a huge part of what makes Auroville, no?
Did you learn any languages?
So I learned how to speak 4 languages fluently, which are English, which is my mother tongue, German, which is my father tongue, and then Tamil. I grew up here in India and in South India, in Auroville, and I've taken Tamil classes in school, but also just speaking with my friends and a lot of the Tamil people that I consider to be friends and that have taken care of me throughout my life. So I've learned a lot from them, just speaking, back and forth. And so yeah, I the grammar and all of that is quite hard, but I can speak quite well. So,
and one more language, French.
And then French. Yeah. So French. My first few partners were French, and then that leads on to also my higher education after future school. So after high school, I went to France for a few years, and I learned to become a professional chef in France.
How did you get interested in that?
So I've always been interested in cooking and loved cooking. Both my parents are good cooks, as you know.
Yes.
And
yes.
And
they got you interested. You feel
they got me interested. Yeah, since I remember since I'm five years old, I was making some really nasty omelets for my dad and for my mom. They acted like they loved it, but it was a big splotchy mix of all kinds of random ingredients thrown in the pan. But yeah, then I just got better and better, and I really enjoy bringing joy to others, and what better way to do that other than through food and cooking.
Yeah. And what did you specialize in?
So I specialized in proteins mostly. I've always been working around when I was in France, working in 5-star hotels and with in Michelin star restaurants. I was usually always working around fish, meats, and with sauces. Of course, I've circulated throughout the whole kitchen in all positions and posts, but mostly
But I
fish and
seem
meats.
to remember some desserts that you were specializing in.
Yeah, I mean, I worked for a time as well as a pastry chef in France in Brittany, and it's called Quimper. It's a city there, and it's really beautiful on the coast of Brittany. And so there I was a pastry chef for a time, but yeah, to be honest, I do prefer the hotter side of the kitchen, let's say. But I enjoy all aspects of cooking and making delicious foods and drinks.
Now, I understand that you and your brother were involved in surfing.
Yeah.
Can you give me a long history on that? How
So,
you began it?
sure.
Did you form this
So
company?
no, we didn't form it. A few of the past, the older generations. So there's a brother, a pair of brothers, and they are called Juan and Samai, and they started up this surf school. I think now it's been 20 years.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, just about 20 years, and it's called Kaliale Surf School. So CAS in short, and then my brother and we started working there, just giving a hand, just helping out here and there, cleaning, washing the surfboards, and slowly learning how to teach also. And we were doing that in exchange for getting a surfboard and being able to surf there, and just getting the equipment and stuff like that. And they would give us some petrol money from time to time. But I think I started working there when I was 13, and my brother when he started. Yeah, he started a year earlier than me, so he must have been also about 13.
are you
And
proficient surfers?
I mean, my brother now hasn't surfed in 5 years, so since he's been in Berlin, starting up his business. But I've been surfing quite frequently, and yeah, but it's like a little bit like riding a bike, so you might need a little bit of practice, but you always get back into it.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, and so yeah, we both started when we were 13, and throughout future school, throughout our high school, we were working there to help out, and also at some point started giving lessons, so teaching surfing, and we got paid, and we got some money on the side for some pocket money, and yeah, of course, surfing a lot the whole time. And we actually started surfing in Portugal when I was 9 and my brother was 10.
Oh.
Yeah, we had a family from my dad's side. We had a family reunion in Portugal.
In Portugal.
Yeah, and the whole family went surfing together. It was good fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What do you remember of the early Auroville? Growing up in it, meeting different people.
Yeah.
Maybe you could speak about some of the friends that you knew or still know, some of those who were very close to you. You already mentioned some Tamil people who had a major influence on your life. I'm sure that my daughter Shally also has raised 2 good boys.
Yeah.
Whatever you would like to share.
Well, yeah. I mean, I of course have too many Tamil and Indian friends to count, and I mean basically half my class was Tamil and Indian people, and yeah, I mean I think the people that I hold closest to me would be them, because I grew up with them, and I'm in contact with them, and we see each other quite often, and yeah, so I mean, I can't necessarily say that there's one or two people in one or two specific people that have really made an influence on me and influenced my life, and yeah, I think it's a mix
And what about
of
people
everybody.
from the West, friends from the West?
Um,
Did you have more association with the Tamil people than with Westerners?
Not really.
Not really.
Same. Yeah, it's just
Same.
about the same.
So tell me about this early Auroville as you experienced it through your eyes.
Well, early Auroville, when I was younger, it was mostly as kids we were quite somehow closed-minded, and we only like to concentrate on one thing, and whether it's of high importance or low importance, we really tend to concentrate on one thing. Whereas the older you get, the more your mind expands, and the more you concentrate on many different things at the same time and multitask and all of that. So when I was a kid, I remember I loved sweets, and I loved sports, and I mean, yeah, running around in the dirt, whether it's wet mud, red mud, or red dirt. I was always dirty. Shally would always get very, very angry at us for having to change our clothes 3 times a day, because when it was raining, we would all go to the sports ground and have huge mud fights with like 25 kids.
Oh gosh.
And everybody just throwing mud at each other, in each other's hair and faces, and it's this thick red mud,
Oh yeah.
So imagine trying to clean that out of kids' clothes,
Now, what kind of sports did you like?
So as
What
I
were you
said,
good at?
surfing. Before surfing, and while I was working in the surf school, I was doing competitive swimming. So
Ooh.
I was going to Bangalore, and I was going to Delhi, and places like that for swimming competitions. We had an Auroville swimming team.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was quite a time in my life, very competitive and very, very hardcore and full on. And swimming, I think, still is probably the best all-rounder sport that anyone can do. It makes you so healthy, so strong, and so swimming, surfing, quite a lot around water. Otherwise, I played a little bit of football. I skated quite a lot, so skateboarding. But then broke a few too many bones, and no, that's not true. I've never actually broken a bone skating, but it's better to fall in water than on concrete. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, rock climbing. Went to Gingy quite a few times. In Gingy they have these huge granite boulders. No? So bouldering is a type of rock climbing where you climb around the boulders, and so free climbing also.
Did you have connection with ashram people in that?
Not so much, no. To be honest, the only connection that I've had with ashram people is when I came to the ashram every birthday, and we would come to see you also, and I mean, I've made a few ashram related friends over the years, but yeah, not so much connection there with the ashram.
So tell me a little bit more about when you were growing up in Auroville and the society of Auroville, the structure.
So I can start off by saying what Auroville is to me, and what Auroville should be.
Very important
to me. and I've thought this since I'm a small boy, and so Auroville is a safe haven, and for me it's a safe haven of human unity, and it's a safe haven that should be peaceful and tranquil for all of humanity, basically. And yeah, I mean, so I've grown up always thinking that, always knowing that I have this place, this wonderful place that's so beautiful, full of the people that I love, that I can always come back to and be a big part of, you know. So yeah, keeping that in mind, I also went out and explored the world quite a lot, and yeah, then come back, and of course, at some point things change, but I still do believe that that Auroville is a safe haven, and yeah, I think that at some point soon I'm gonna also come back to Auroville for a few years and try to contribute in any way I can, and put some energy into making Auroville the place that I always thought it was and know it can be. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Tell me a little bit about your work in Germany with your brother.
So as I mentioned before, my brother, he started a business in Germany, in Berlin to be exact, and it's a pizza truck business. So
Is that unusual?
Yeah, for Germany and for Berlin, it's unusual. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of food trucks, but there's only 3, including my brother. There's only 3 pizza trucks, wood fire oven pizza trucks in Germany. So yeah, and so I went to Berlin to see my brother and to work with him, and we started off with a few festivals. So these huge music festivals. They're either live music or more DJs and electronic music and stuff like that. So we did a total of 6 big festivals. Some of them had more than 85,000 people. And so we would go there and set up and just start making pizzas. And at some point we were a team of 7. At some point we were also a team of 11 or 12. And for one of the festivals we were open 24/7. So for 7 days, 24 hours a day. And yeah, that was pretty intense. But we had an amazing time and of course ate a lot of really good pizza. But at some point you can't even smell the stuff anymore. You know.
Are you ranked amongst the best pizzas in Germany?
I don't know. Probably not yet, since it's quite a fresh company.
Okay.
But and that stuff takes time. But every festival we went to, they said that we were the best food truck that they had, and that we sold the most food out of all the other trucks. So that's always, of course, good to hear. But yeah, it was quite intense. Even comparing that to my experiences working as a chef in some high class kitchens in France. So yeah, it was a lot of work.
I remember you complaining quite often that you were too small. And I'm not growing and my brother's growing. And look at you now.
Yeah, I was a little bit of a late bloomer, huh?
Yeah. But you certainly are very strong now.
Yeah. I ate a lot of my own good cooking. Yeah. No, just I usually.
When did you start to spring up?
So I was still quite small when I was 16.
I see.
And then when I hit 17, I started growing, and I don't think I've stopped yet, apparently.
How tall are
Yeah.
you?
187, 188. Yeah.
And weight?
I am 82 or 81. Yeah. I haven't checked recently, but
Have you had any interest in any of the arts?
like what?
Music, dancing,
Martial?
architecture, martial arts?
I've been doing for the past on and off for the past 5 years martial arts. So I've been doing mixed martial arts. So some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, some MMA kickboxing and wrestling. Yeah, so Muay Thai, like Thai kickboxing. Um, and yeah, I'm not a violent person, I believe, and I will hopefully never have to use it, but I really do enjoy staying fit and yeah, the coordination that you get from doing martial arts is really exceptional, and I just I love martial arts. I think it's super important for everybody to at least know how to defend themselves a little bit, and yeah, like I said, it really keeps you fit and keeps you strong, both body and mind, and to keep both of them aligned. And yeah, otherwise, I used to play the drums.
Oh,
Yeah, so now not since many years, but yeah, I enjoyed that a lot, and I guess it's also in some way like riding a bike. You never really forget it all, but drumming is it's quite something also. It's a lot of repetitive work and takes a lot of time to go to get the beat down.
yeah, we saw an 8-year-old boy on the tabla
Mm,
a month ago or so in
yeah,
Bharat Nivas. It's quite something.
yeah,
I'd like to ask a little bit about my daughter, your mom.
sure.
Could you tell us a little bit about your experiences in life with her and how she raised you?
So my mom, she always raised both me and my brother with so much love and so much care, and yeah, we definitely couldn't have gotten a better mom, just to start off with. But yeah, she was always, both our parents are very headstrong people and very alike in some ways, and not alike in others. But yeah, I mean, she always kept us in line, but with a lot of love. And yeah, I mean, she's definitely one of the strongest people I know. She is both physically, mentally, in every way. She's Yeah, she's the best mom that I could have wished for.
I, of course, meet your dad every day
Hmm.
when we begin the work at the Matrimandir.
Yeah,
Could you say a few words about him?
sure. So my dad is probably also one of the strongest people I know. Both my parents, one thing they have in common is that they both work super hard for what they believe in, and they don't stop until they get the job done, no matter what it takes. And so yeah, my dad my dad working at the Matrimandir building this the trial lake. So he's he's working really hard and doing the best he can, and that's all we can ever ask of anybody, you know. But yeah, he loves projects, having multiple little projects to work on. So he has a master's in mechanical engineering, and he's quite an architect also. So at home he has lots of little machines that he likes to tinker with, and yeah, he likes motorcycles a lot, that we have in common.
Ah,
So we both have now We each have an old Royal Enfield, the first model Royal Enfield that came out in India, and yeah, so we both, sometimes when we have enough time, we go home and we work on our bikes, listen to some music, and yeah, just tinker around, get our hands greasy.
So you did that together with your dad.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, that's one of our pastimes that we really enjoy to do.
Who were your favorite teachers in school?
Um,
And what did they teach?
So one of my teachers when I was in high school was Shali, was my mom. She taught English literature, and she was a very good teacher.
Did she also teach biology?
Yeah, so at some point she also taught biology, but not when I was in school. She taught biology for years also, but to some of the earlier generation, yeah. And yeah, otherwise probably Mary Kapoor. She was, yeah, I mean, she was quite strict, but very, very efficient and super kind-hearted and yeah, very intelligent.
What did she teach you?
So she taught us in transition, so before high school. She taught us most of our subjects except for languages. So she taught us also English literature. She taught us math. She taught us biology. Because yeah, in transition in that school, each class has one specific main teacher who teaches that class multiple different different subjects, and then a few subjects we would have separate teachers for. For example, like Tamil. Tamil, we had a separate teacher for Tamil. French, we also had a separate teacher. So mostly just languages, we had different teachers. But yeah, and then once we went to high school, then we had one teacher for each subject. Yeah. And yeah, Claire also. So Claire Stewart, she is a very sweet teacher also. She was very kind with us and taught us a lot.
Claire, this was not the Claire from...
I'm not sure if you know her. You probably
not.
Yeah,
I knew
probably have
another
seen her
Claire.
around.
She used to be Dietra.
No.
Her name was Dietra. She had birds. People would
No,
bring
not
her
that one.
injured birds all the time. Did you ever meet her?
I don't think so. It doesn't ring a bell.
What senior Aurovilians did you have any relation with?
So
Not necessarily teachers.
yeah, I mean that's a good another good memory that I have of when I was very young. I used to go to Fertile. So Fertile is a farm, and I used to go there to see Johnny. You know Johnny, right? And Johnny was he's a senior of Orville that had also made quite an impression on my life. He's a crazy guy, but very sweetheart and always doing something. You know, now he's, I don't know, he must be 83 or 84. And he's always just running around on his farm, milking the cows still at 7 a.m. and feeding the chickens and tinkering around with some woodwork and all of that. So yeah, when I was young, we used to go to his farm every Sunday in the morning and milk his cows.
Oh,
And yeah, harvest some chicken eggs, make some ragi dosas. Yeah, every Sunday was ragi dosa day. And yeah, those were good memories. He taught me how to use a lot of wood tools, and we also used to tinker around quite a bit, make all kinds of wood pendants and stuff like that. That was fun.
you had router.
No.
No?
All by hand.
All by
All
hand.
little small files, and
Oh.
even the drilling machines was the the old
Hand
fashioned
machine.
hand powered drilling machine.
Hmm.
Yeah, and yeah, of course, you as a senior Aurovilian has had a big impact in my life as well, which, and I'm very appreciative of all you've taught me. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, again, there are so many names that come to mind. Yeah.
Can you think of any in specific?
No, I'm trying to think of some stories that come to me, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Frederick. So
Oh.
Frederick is my great uncle. He used to teach us quite a lot of sports as well. So we would go play tennis with him, and yeah, we would do some football, and yeah, Frederick was always quite active also. So we would go to Certitude into the Certitude field, and yeah, play. He would teach us all kinds
How
of those
old
sports.
is he now? Is he my age or
Yeah,
older?
he's your age. Yeah, yeah. I think your age, or maybe a little older. Yeah, I don't know. Not too sure.
And Jana?
And Jana,
Jana
so
was-
Jana is my grandmother. She, yeah, she also is definitely someone that I hold in very high regard. She, all her life, she has been interested in horses. So at some point she was quite the horse rider. So she
Oh.
would she would do competitions here in India when she first came to Auroville, and then at some point she started horse training, so training horses, and yeah, so she taught me how to ride also. She
So
taught
you know how to ride quite well.
quite well, yeah.
Oh.
She used to bring both my brother and I. She used to take us to the beach when there wasn't so much traffic on the road. She used to take us on the horse, like on the horses, and we would walk down to the beach, and then start cantering on the ocean side, and yeah, that was beautiful. What she would do, since we have quite a big plot of land, open space, she would adopt injured racehorses from all around India, and sort of nurse them back to health if they had an injury, and yeah, nurse them back to health until we were able to ride them, and then then take care of them and keep riding them, and yeah, so she really taught me also how to take care of animals, and how to, of course, ride, and I love riding. Haven't done it in a while, but yeah, I have a feeling that most people that are living in and around Auroville are quite active in one way or another. No,
Yes.
either sports or yoga or other activities.
Building, construction, any experiences there?
Sure. So, a very good friend of mine is called. His name is Philip, and he's based in Auroville also, and he has a company called Treehouse Community, and both me and one of my best friends called Mahindra. So we both, since we were quite young, have been working with Philip, just helping out most of the time, working with wood and then to build tree houses. So we would go up into the tree and look at the tree, and he taught us how to build a tree house without damaging the tree at all. So no, I mean, some people I've seen some tree houses, and they just literally drill straight into the bark of the tree and put pins, to hold the hold the whole thing up, and that's super injurious for the tree, you know, because then it can start rotting, and it's of course painful for the
And
tree.
Philip used no nails?
So Philip doesn't injure the tree at all. All he does is that he trims the tree in a certain way that it doesn't have so much weight, like top weight. So he trims just a few of the branches with a lot of leaves, and yeah, so he just prunes the tree, and then starts building the tree house on the tree, but in a way he uses like rubber tires. So he wraps rubber tires around the branches and then sets the base of the tree house on that, you know. And he's also a little bit of a crazy scientist, but super intelligent. He makes all kinds of systems to relieve the tree of any injurious strenuous. That's the word I was looking for. Strenuous weight. So he builds all kinds of contraptions with huge lorry, like truck springs, and little pulley systems and all kinds of stuff. I can't even begin to describe, but yeah, no, it's really interesting what he does. And he's been all around the world. They've made till now, I think, 67 tree houses.
How big are these?
Well, they can be from the size of this room to 4 floors. He made his home. He lives in a treehouse, and his treehouse is 4 floors. Yeah, 4 stories.
In Auroville.
Yeah, it's on a huge teak tree. Like the base of the tree is like that.
Oh my god!
And it's beautiful. And he built his house on that tree, and it's huge. It's I think 18 meters high. And 4 stories, like 4 floors. Yeah. And you see it. I mean, the tree is super healthy. It's sort of growing just around and with the tree house, and yeah, it's been there now for 5 years almost. So they're super tough and well built.
These are interesting things to us to have young people here also, because not too much is spoken about the great developments in Auroville.
Yeah.
And did you have any experience with the dams? Or
With
did
the
you know
dams?
people who worked on the dams?
No, to be honest, I haven't. Yeah, no, not really. I mean, the only other sort of experience I have in one of these companies is also with growing up here in India with waste all around us, with plastic and trash.
Yes.
We're very exposed to all of it, you know, to the dumps, to the huge amount of endless plastic and stuff. So with our schools, a few times a year we would have just these mass collective groups of to pick up trash and to clean up a little bit the forests around, in and around Auroville, and like that. So there's this company called Wasteless India, and they used to organize these big Auroville cleanups. Yeah. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
What kind of recycling is being done now other than composting, which is quite large because I'm involved in that, but
Yeah.
recycling of plastics, of tires?
So now
Anything?
more and more India is starting to develop systems to recycle plastics more and all of that, but still nowhere near enough to make a real difference. Yeah, I mean, Auroville itself has its own recycling center, and they try their best to recycle as much plastic as possible, turn them into recycled plastic bags, and other sort of reusable materials. Um, and yeah, I mean, Auroville is there's quite a lot of people. Like, I mean, for example, Philip, he also builds his tree houses with using old tires and stuff like that. So in and around Auroville, there are a lot of different people who try to think up intelligent ways of using trash and rubber and all of this other stuff as to be able to think up a way to reuse it somehow. And yeah, I mean, they make also these they started making clothes now out of
Bamboo, I've heard.
bamboo, but also trash.
Trash.
Yeah, it's called there's a while ago it was called this trash and show. So it's basically it's it's a show of people who, it's like there's this one designer or a few designers, they design clothes, and they use only trash to make the clothes. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
Well, now my next question, you can be critical, but what are your favorite restaurants in Auroville, if any?
Okay. Well, I would say number one is probably Umami.
Umami.
Umami, yeah.
Where is that?
So Umami is just right next to the Auroville Bakery. Yeah. So I can send you the location if you'd like to try it out. They are probably by far the best quality food I've had in Auroville.
Oh,
They have really good meats. They have good seafood, and everything is usually quite balanced. It's of course a little bit pricey compared to other restaurants in Auroville.
is
But-
it an Auroville restaurant?
I don't believe so. No, I think it's a private owner. Yeah. But the chef is an Italian guy, and he used to have one Michelin star, not in that restaurant, but he used to be the head chef of a restaurant with a one Michelin star, I think.
Oh, I don't know what else I could ask you. Can you think of anything you'd like to share with the world?
Sure. I mean, yeah, I guess everybody that is listening to this already somewhat knows what Auroville is, no? And
Many don't.
many don't, huh? So, yeah, I mean, Auroville is basically an experiment of human unity, no? And yeah, I mean, I think that for the time being, we aren't a complete we aren't the complete image of human unity, but I think all experiments have trial and error, and I think that yeah, we just one thing we do very well is learn from our mistakes, and I think that there have been a few mistakes made, but many people are learning, and yeah, Auroville is still my home, and is still one of the places that I love the most in the world. And for whoever hasn't seen Auroville and visited it, I think it's a definitely one place to add on to the bucket list.
Have you read any of Mother or Sri Aurobindo?
Yeah, I have. Not recently. I've been quite out of it recently, but yeah, I have a little bit. I've read a bit of Savitri, and I've read also some of Mother's books. But yeah, it's been a long time. I should actually. My girlfriend Maria, she's been getting more and more interested in Savitri and in Mother's books, and she's been reading quite a lot these days. So maybe I'll steal one of her books and get back into it.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Namaste.
You're welcome.
Namaste all.